Alright, welcome back everyone. Here we are after 10 days of building. Got 3 stories in, I guess. Really, like I say, I'm really pleased with how this has turned out. We'll have to wait and see how the plants go. I had to bring back out the tray of tiny pieces. Like I say, this is my ad-libbed replacement plants, and everything else turned out acceptable. I'm not thrilled with the results, but they're not the worst plants I've ever made either. But that's where we're at. Like I say, more proud of this than that right now. But this might come together. You never know. But anyway, if you're new here, this is what I do. I buy these kits and build them step by step, mostly in real time. You get to see all my successes. Get that. Oh, release that. You can see all my successes and all my failures, and I hopefully fix those inevitable failures as they come up. Upload daily and just try and have a good time. We're not going to solve the world's problems. We're just having a little bit of fun building some silly little models. You see any kits or builds or sets you want me to take a shot at, feel free to drop in the comments. I'm always looking to add onto my list. And I've got the most intelligent audience on YouTube because y'all provide me with nothing but the best of options. Okay, so for the next thing, we're going to need these guys and these guys. And trying to see. Okay, so we're doing some trimming. We're making 3 of them. So fortunately they give us a 3. Take off our top section. Well, we'll see how this goes. And then 2 of them cut down here, right at the bottom of this, or bottom leaves. And the next one goes the next leaf set up, so it goes up to here. So we got one shorter than the other 2. Okay. And I got some leaves left on this one, so I'll hang on to it just in case. Something that I haven't read in the instructions comes up. And now we're supposed to take, I guess, 3 blobs off of our. Okay, that one stayed together pretty good. Let's see if I can find another one that's cooperative. There we go. Yeah. 3 of these chunks of little styrofoam beads out. Oh, I did mean, if you watched last night, you'll know I put these guys on with some just diluted white glue, and it seems that for something that light, that's going to be enough. There's enough glue left in there to make that work. So I'll keep using that stuff for these ultralight. I'm pretty sure they're styrofoam, but there's not much substance to these guys. But the problem is, I should have left them on the. Should have left them together until after I get it installed, because it's supposed to go into the top here. Now that I've said that, I guess I will have to go back to the B7000 for this part, because this is definitely more sticky. That if you got some gravity assistance on that diluted stuff, I think it'll be ample. Let me get a little blob on there. Ease you into it, I hope. Into it, onto it. Okay, yeah. That one may be a little bit big on the blobby bit, but I think it's alright. Let's see if it just hang on there now. I'll sit over there and see if it doesn't fall off. And we'll move on to the next one. Down on there. Okay. Seems to be, like I say, this stuff's so light, I think it won't take much to make it stick, so I'm hoping that we'll get to, it'll be touch and go whether we actually get to place these onto our rooftop tonight or not, but we'll see how it works out. I'm going to do this one sideways because So I think I got a little overzealous with that. Is it? Well, no, they're not grapes for sure. Sort of look grape-ish. But I can make grapevines, that's what I'd use, I think. Okay, so far they seem to be staying in place over there, so that's a win. Now, okay. Oh, turns out. Yep. Okay, I need more of those. Do I have any of these things laying around? Nope. But I've got some. There's more of them. Yeah, that's good. Oh, yeah, they're there. Yeah, no. So we're supposed to take this one. So I'm going to take one off of this one, since I've already got it down here. It's the last one of that one, so. And then, one leaf section. I guess I should clarify and just not randomly taking things. Okay. Get one off of that one. And we're supposed to like sort of crisscross them. Some way in which I don't have enough dexterity to do. I think I need to get rid of my stem here. Trying to get rid of that little extra bit of, like I say, the stem on top here. Okay. Not cool. It looks like the bottom's pretty smooth too on the picture, so I think that one's okay. But they got them both pretty well trimmed down. Like I say, we're supposed to combine them to about like so ish. Like I say, something I don't really have enough dexterity to do as is. Let's turn on the hot glue gun because I think that's going to be necessary for this one. Let's see if I can do it without burning myself in this tiny little bit. Okay, so bring you out in here and wait for that second blue light. There you go. Put me out just a smidge. There you go. On there. And can't pick you up fast enough before it dries. Okay. I think I did them backwards, but yep, it dried. Come on, come back on. Okay, so the good thing about hot glue, it is pretty agreeable to do that with. Okay, since that went so poorly, let's see if I can glob of back pressure glue on. Goes in there. And then one of our purple guys. I got some glue on my finger. Get you also down in that glue though. Should still be on there. Okay, this one's not being a cooperative friend here. That looks nothing like what they got. But I think I'm going to go with it just out of frustration. Okay. that glue off my finger now. Okay. Now, move on to our little purple flowery plant. They are I can only assume that they're under the influence of some very strong chemicals if they think I can do this. Okay. So, and actually I'm looking at this. Is it me, or does it look like they're just trying to get us to make this top section? It looks like they're just wanting us to cut it up and condense it down, which is what we already got there. So I'm not going to remake the wheel on that. Yes, it looks like. Yeah, it looks like that's roughly what they want us to make, and it's already been made. So I'm not gonna, yeah, I'm definitely not going to do 2 of those. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that one is very confusing to me. But we do have to get out our pink flower guys here. They're supposed to go onto our stem there. And this one's got some extra. The other one, oh, I think may have cut off. No, that's not the one I just did. This is the one I just did. No, they're both like that, so I need to gonna do a little trimming on this very top bit here. That's out of the way so I can get my flower mounted on it. Maybe. Before I forget, clean out this glue nozzle here. Now, better just holding this thing here, get a little more rigidity out of it. Yeah, there it went. One way or another, I knew it would work. And here's another part where I think they're under the influence. We're supposed to take this little guy and cut it into 4 pieces. No. Just no. I'm gonna try. Nope. Okay, I might try and do a couple of strips, but I'm not gonna quadrant that because I value my sanity far too much. So just do me. Those things there. And this, I think, I can use my diluted white glue. Get just a little drops in there. Throw them in the general direction there. I can get the static to. Okay, I'm losing my grip on my. And I want like 4 of those big pieces in there like that, so 2 is going to do for me. Go. Do some yellow highlights on there. Okay, set those aside. Get a grip on. Okay. And now this one, I'm going to leave some stem on there. Broken leaf here. I want to grab. Find a clip to grab it with, because I was making one of these, I hope. Yeah. Supposedly, get our felt back out. Let's draw off little oh yeah, I decided it wouldn't work with the needle nose for those. Yeah. Okay, that might be a little aggressive. Let's see if we can get a smaller chunk. Okay, that seems more in line with what they got planned. Or not. Okay, that one didn't survive. Okay. How am I supposed to manipulate the stuff when I can't even push it, set it down? I'm going to do one more, I think. Yeah, I think they bound this stuff too tight together to do what they're talking about doing. Now, in theory, we're going to put all those sort of into the on the leaves to make them, I don't know if it's supposed to be glowing or magic or some kind of special sauce or something, but we'll try. You stick it in there. Get it to stay is the trick, it looks like. It's supposed to. Okay, got one down in there. I was hoping it would sort of hit that glue and want to stay. Wants to stay on the tweezers. Yeah, this one's not going to look anything like the one in the picture. But I made an effort. I've had more technical training in this, whatever this is supposed to be. Might have done better. Probably would have. Okay, but yeah, we got a plant with some green stuff on it. Yeah, I probably need a couple more now that I'm looking at it. I don't think I got quite enough. Let's loosen it up. Yeah, the fact that I don't have any idea the hows or whys of this probably isn't helping none. Okay, so maybe get them. Okay, these are looking a little better now. Get them off the parts that are already torn. A little more fluffy anyway. Okay. See if I can do anything else with this stuff. Probably not. Pull it off. Okay. I say, theirs looks much better in the picture, but I'm going to stop there before I make it worse. Now, let's see, this guy. So next, and we get to leave it complete. Stand it up again too. This one is supposed to get the yellow guys on it. And little cups here, they might be more receptive to the. So it actually holds the glue. General direction there, maybe. Okay. Not, once again, not the best plan I've ever made, but also not the worst. I think that last one might have been the worst. Okay. Down to the bottom of the page. So, almost done with the plants. Well, I guess actually that is the end of the plants because we are moving on to another thing now. That. And that. Okay. So this obviously goes in the middle. It's got holes all the way through. And it says we're supposed to put some of that moss stuff into this bowl. I'm not so sure about that. I'm going to have my needle out handy. Okay. I'll try. Okay, so actually, I do put on here all the way down. Not quite going to make coverage there, but it's you. How would he fit in that bowl? Actually pretty close. And the cat goes on top. Yeah, it's not too bad. I think I can make that work, I think. Okay. But trick will be getting the moss in the bowl, but we'll see how that goes. Make the first layer first. Get the glue everywhere, I hope. Nope. Okay. Now, in the bowl. Toss some moss in the general direction of it, maybe. Both sides. Pearl on next. Glue on the top. Cap. Push everything together, try and make sure the glue gets on there. Yeah, there's a little moss on there, so I think I'm going to just ride with it. Try and get a clamp. Doubt it'll work, but we'll see. Down, get everything squished together. More and more moss falls out. Okay, I got a touch of moss on there. I think I'm gonna be happy with that. Alright, set you on there to hopefully dry. And like I said, that was the last bit on that page, thank goodness. Now we get to move, well, we let all that glue hopefully dry and make things solid. We get to move back into some stuff I'm a little more comfortable building. A little more comfortable building. Got some you, and then got another. Here I've got patterns. Plant? Oh yeah, there's a plant. One of these is supposed to be. There we go. It's supposed to go on this one, and we're cutting out that. For some reason. I just sort of started scanning down. Okay, we're making. I don't know what those are supposed to be. But I do. Okay. Like, I'm not sure. It's one of those things I have my doubts that I'm going to be able to make again, but let's find out. Okay, so go and record this pattern. We're doing it that way, with the striations going up and down. So I got plenty of gray paper here, so I can just. I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger because, like what we're about to try and make seems unlikely. I thought I was going to be more comfortable with this section. trying to tell if the dog's making a noise or there's somebody outside. When the neighbor's playing with something. Okay. So we're supposed to roll these guys into a cone somehow. I think it's a cow. Okay. Yeah, neighbors' cows are up in this field now, I think. Yeah. Talking like sideways. Okay. This is going to be one of those things where there's just not enough information for me to complete it, I don't think. Let's see if I can do the... That doesn't even get close. Other way. Yeah, cut. Yeah, I say I'm lost as to what this could even be. It's I'm gonna try for another 30 seconds here and then we'll see what happens. Okay, let's try and do a little curl on it like so. Looks like a little Horn of Plenty burrito situation. I'm not sure. Okay, so that is close, but I don't. I think we're supposed to put leaves down in the middle of that, if you can even. So let's be open. And I think it's gone. Okay, I've tried long enough. It's a minor decoration, so I'm gonna skip it. Moving on. Right. And what should be a little bit easier now. I've had some practice with it. Don't need you yet now. This goes in that one. Make there we are. Another magic bottle. And I could use another needle for this. I had one around here. I think that's the only one I've got. Someone over there. Let's see if it's it's been long enough to maybe extract it. Let gravity do it. Nope. Okay. The cat went crooked on me. And I keep knocking it over. Okay. It's standing for the moment. Now, on to this one. I'm supposed to do this guy going down. This guy up. The more, actually once again, I think very strong substances were in use when they designed this thing. Okay, so something like that. Same situation as before. Let me pop a little glue. In the middle. of it. Be down. That's what's actually going to hold everything together. Maybe. Back to this thing. Wedge you up against it. Hopefully, let the glue get a little sticky. And then we'll put our lid on our bottle afterwards. Hopefully. Okay. And that up over there. Let's put you right there where I don't forget about you. And then we can move over to making some envelopes. It's supposed to be 4 of them. Did I lose one? Oh, still 1, 2 in here. There it is. And more posters after that. Okay. Gonna end up being scrolls, but okay. Let's see. Okay. That line on this one. Score on that line to make it, hopefully give us a nice little crease to go down to fold it evenly. Hardly ever works on something this small, but what you gonna do? Okay, so over and yep, missed, but missed evenly at least. Okay, again, missed, but still evenly, so I can trim it. Probably don't even have to. I could just do face down and cover that up. But okay, that one close enough that I'm not even going to trim. You know what? I'm trimming. I'm going to trim. Let's see, where am I at time? I'm getting closing in on 40 minutes. Okay, that one I am going to leave alone. Okay. But to hold them together, I got the old super glue. As usual, just got my brush in here, so I'm going to clean it off best I can, get as little glue in there as I can. Make sure it's almost nothing there. And dab in the middle, and close it over, squeeze for a second. Yep. And repeat. Okay. Alright, there we go. Got us 4 letters. Up out of the way. And I'll probably need this again in a second. But for the moment, I'll put my glue away too. Got a clog in my B7000. Can't get the cap back on there. Alright, there. Got it. Okay. Let's see. Start off. Little tool here. Just give it a gentle curve to start with. Not trying to make it all the way around right now. I just want to make it where I can actually pick them up. These are small enough that I think I need a smaller diameter curl, so I'm going to go back to my swab stick here. Nice tight spiral on it, nice tight. Okay. Get the super glue back out. You stand up. Okay, one down. I said I could pick them up. Picked up some of that last poster onto my finger. I had another layer of it up there. But I think they're staying together now. Yeah, looks like it. Okay. Now, put you up there next to our little letters. And let's see how this guy's doing now. Should have been long enough for it to unhook or to get some stickiness in there. A little wiggly, but I think if I can get it off, it should. Yeah. It did sit. It stayed together on the mat over there, so fingers crossed that that glue sets up in the next 10 or 12 minutes while we hopefully, I think we can get something built here. Okay. Got another. Yeah, they've just totally. It's another disc. Okay, yeah, they did. Like I say, they've just totally quit labeling the pieces. Okay, so there, and the top, and there's decorations. I'll stick you up there. Our doodads and who's its and what's it and bebops and boobobs. All right. With nope, not you. Those four, and we're making us a frame here, so that square out, and this goes can't see that. That goes flush, and this goes to the inside. This one, like so. Oh, let's back to the old super glue. I think I do want to make sure I got my lettering on the inside. And nothing on there. Smooth even coat. Square. Okay. So far, so good. Now this one, same thing. Let's move you into that. Harder to do with the other piece on there, but I think okay. Working. Okay. Now this guy, and we'll slide this in to there. That's, yeah, that's not perfect, but I think that's going to be perfect enough for us. Double check my letterings on the inside. Should have a nice, reasonably square frame. Awful little bit here, but for me, that's still within tolerance. Now, bottom of our drawers, a little piece of cardstock goes on right like that. Fits pretty good. Excellent. So let's just stick with the super glue. I'm just going to do a little bit on each side. I don't think it'll take much to hold it. Brown towards the top. Pressure down. Glue works. Good. Getting stuff everywhere here. Clean that for a second. And all over the tweezers. Alright, so got us a drawer. And, oh, I spilled some more glue. Here, I'm about to glue myself to my mat. Sure that's all of it. Okay. Okay. I hate when they do this. They're gonna. We made all these guys, and all well, didn't pull part of it out. These are all supposed to go in this drawer, and we'll never see them again, or barely ever see them again. Okay, these supposedly go over here, and this. These fit. That's gonna be those have some poking out like that. This one, letters in the bottom, and this going. Okay. I'm gonna leave one of them in the drawer, but I'm gonna use the other two to replace the little Horn of Plenty things that I failed at making earlier. Same with the. I'll put a couple of letters in the drawer, but I'm also gonna let them not be in the drawer too. So, get you. We have that sticking out the edge there. And over here on this end. And a couple of these in there. I was supposed to put 4 of those in there, but I can't even fit 2 of them in. There. Sort of that way. Yeah, just put it back in the corner maybe. Alright. Okay. Now say I'm doing a little ad-libbing, but yeah. So that's. Oh yeah, what you got? I'm supposed to put some a little. Did I not pull the? I don't think I did. That. Oh, that's a pattern bit. All right. Let's see. I think actually. See if I could find a little box of beads. There it is. Something a little different for using a door pull. They're saying use the little, not those, these 2 of these little doodads. Goodies in here that are more that I like better. Probably not actually. Ooh, that might. Just saw something that I thought might work, and I think I moved it. There, that's what I want. Doesn't look anything like a door pull, but I'm going to go with it. Okay, so here, let's just go back to this one. I'm having less trouble out of this lately. Hope I got enough on there for it. I don't think I did. For all that. There we go. Dropping down. Sort of in the middle. Okay, and that's staying reasonably put. Back up a little bit. Okay. Okay, set you up there to dry. Save these guys for the top of our desk. And now, let's make the base of our desk. I just saw where I forgot some pieces again, but oh well. I think I can find them fairly easily. Okay, so I start these guys. Here the front, you go in like, I need to find a flat spot for that. I'm getting pretty lumpy with all my extra gluing. Oh, here's another one. A little smoother. Up here anyway. Okay. So, I'll make a front of our desk where our drawer is supposed to fit in. Yeah, we do. Okay, yeah, so let's go. Okay, back to the old super glue. See if I can not make a mess of it this time. It's already making a mess for me. So that'll be a no. Okay. Let's hopefully smooth, light, even coat. That going. Now go this way. I bring these guys in on the sides like so. Actually, I think I'll have to do it like this. Ooh, don't like that. Made a bad sound. Okay. Option number one seems to be a better bit. That. Okay. I'm just gonna, let's see, go in, wait a second, am I doing that right? No, hang on. I am not. I was about to not do it right. Near the bottom, you have to go that way. And this goes in, yeah, okay, that's the right way to do it, okay. This general area, that's the whole thing, I guess, just not sure where it's going to hit. It doesn't stick to the bottom, it shouldn't, but it won't hurt to. Okay. Now, I got that in there. I will have to do this one like that. Let you set up. pretty good, pretty close. Seems stable. Now we're adding our lid on, which looks like, actually, oh, this is the part where I forgot to, there they are, right on top, so that's good. There's our, let's put our legs in here. Gonna pop out easily. Nope. Of course you won't. Okay. That top and bottom a little bit. And I got a ballpoint pen with that. How close is that to blended in a little bit? All my old stain markers that dried up on me, so just gotta blend it up a little bit. I don't think I did anything. Okay. I think this is going to be covered in foliage anyway, so. Okay, these guys, just like before, I'm going to put them on after I do my top. So, something like, it's supposed to be fairly close to this edge here, according to the picture, so I'm thinking something like, let's do the B7000. Nice little bead. A little bit too much in the middle there, because that's going to have that drawer going. Like, thinking about like that. Looks pretty close to centered. But it's such an organic top, so it's no. I think that's a little forgiving on where it exactly goes. Okay. And while that's down there, let's go ahead and just bead on that. If I can't get my longer in place while I'm going. My leg cover is in place while I'm going anyway. That's gonna work. I don't think I need as much as I used before, so grab. So we got that's gonna look like. Okay. Now I am gonna stop for a few minutes to let this solidify, but first thing, let me see if I can. Yeah, seems to be reasonably stable. Let's see if I can't get the cap on that bottle. I think this one also reasonably stable, although not as sure-footed as his friend. Okay, so go back to the little B7000. Dab on there. Look in place. That. Okay. Now, so we got those two. These. It's like these sort of what I'm using. Can end up using some of this. Those two. My tray of tiny pieces gonna use one of these guys and our little this things. And we got a few stickers also that go on the desk. They may actually be stickers. I'm not sure. If they're not, I'll pull those while I'm letting it dry. But like I said, I'm going to give all this stuff 10 or 15 minutes to really set up and be solid on those so I can really move around. And then I'll come back and we'll wrap this up and call it a night. Okay, I think we're ready to handle this thing. And I guess first thing to do is see if the drawer fits. And it does, and you can't see anything in it. Let me have it hanging out like so, I'd say. Oop. Yeah, you should be solid enough now. Okay, so I'm going to run a little glue across his back corner, and hopefully that'll bond to the top of the desk, and we'll be able to keep it, you know, all our, well, the parts I decided not to put in on the top visible. So this little bead here. And I say just sort of have you hang out like so. So you can still sort of see in there. Okay. Now, let's do this one first, I think, because it'll be the most in the way, so it's going to be like right about there. Get you a little bit more centered. So, on there, and just there. And our book goes next to that one, so there's a nice little blob on the bottom there. And actually, it looks like it's supposed to be fairly even and far back. Okay. Now, our little blue guy, let's go here. Situate in there. Okay. And then our silver guy, silver and white here. Footprint, but I don't know, because I think I went a little overboard there. There. Okay. Now our supposed to, I think, make it a little bit smaller than this. I think I'm gonna have to turn that edge off, and it's supposed to look a little ragged, so we're supposed to take some off the edges. And here, and then down around edge, like that. So going around the edge, I'm going to hit it with the super glue. I hope I can do it without gluing myself down. So a little blob there, hit the edge. My plan is to plop it on there and grab both ends and hope to not get into the glue. did, yeah. Glue that side down, okay. Yeah. Alright. Nice. And, okay, and they're not stickers. B133. Wasn't sure if they were stickers or all these guys. Sort of get scattered on the desk. I guess it's our horticultural guides. Okay. And I'm supposed to sort of have them scattered along there, so I'm just gonna lead here, go straight across on top of our. Actually, okay. Go back to try again. Just start. When you're dropping those guys in, let go. I think they're supposed to be stacked all up on top of each other and everything, so that's sort of work. And looks like I need just a little more glue. More. Maybe bind them all together. Still got my cloth hanging over the edge over here, so it is still visible. Those guys all over that. And this is where I'm going to put my letters in. Just a couple of dots for the letters. I always like to have that little wax seal decoration showing. Likewise, I think I'll just put my scrolls here. I think that's all the invisible strings going everywhere here. Then, right. That zone. Nice. Looks a little bit like my desk over here. My workbench here anyway. Everything's stacked everywhere on it. Okay. I'm going to say those sort of my replacements for our little decorations that I just didn't have the patience to make. Now, find my bowl of goodies. Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. It's underneath the tray of tiny things. Collecting. I'm supposed to get out one more little pot. Yeah. And this one is supposed to be laying on its side and have a little trail of our moss coming out of it. So let's see what happens here. I'm as excited as y'all to find out. Okay, so let's put it back here next to this other plant. And cap this glue. I might go with the other glue for the rest of it. So you're supposed to be laying on your side. Underneath there, yeah. And do some few dots of this glue, I think. One huge dot of that glue. And try and get the moss to go into it. I think this glue might actually be thin enough. Not surface tension. No, actually I thought it did go down. Do that, and I got this other moss, I'm gonna throw that on top. Gives a little, maybe a blend of colors. It looks like it's just spilled everywhere out there. I think, okay, that might work by accident, so I'll take it. Okay. And we're back in the situation where I can't pick it up to show you how it looks from the front. But, yeah, I think that's going to look good once we get it situated in our rooftop garden. Yeah, I'm feeling it. I still haven't, you know, say I told y'all that, but that's, you know, that's what they were expecting me to make, and I don't have the dexterity or patience to make something like that. So that's why I got the scrolls on top now. But yeah, that's gonna work for me. Okay. Know this has been a long one. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you. If I don't say it enough, I never dreamed I'd actually get paid to do this, and you know, it's not enough to live off of, but the channel does support itself, so that's good enough for me. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like, subscribe, comment, complain, share, do whatever you want to with all that. Be good to one another. Stay safe, and click on a link. There's my channel over there if you'd like to subscribe. There's my other channel if you want to see me do experiments a couple of times a month. There is what YouTube thinks you should be watching, and that is the playlist for this whole build. I'll see you tomorrow.